Okay, let me just say this. So many men are deciding to get their passports and perhaps go overseas or to another community to perhaps get the peace in his home that he did not get growing up as a young man. A lot of y'all don't think about that. And another thing, maybe he does not want to repeat the same cycle that his mother did, and especially take on another man's children, because the children are always going to come first in situations like that, and the baby daddy or baby daddies are going to come before him. Not to mention, he may not have any type of authority in that home with the single mother and her kids, because those are her kids. And you already know what's going to come at eventually, which is, you ain't my daddy. My real daddy will let me blah, blah.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. When I was coming up, like in the 80s and 90s, it's a lot different than it is today. The internet didn't have as much information, especially for men's content, which I became a big part of that community at certain points. But a lot of us as black men, we never looked down on women that had kids. Even a lot of African men don't, at that time, look down on somebody that had kids. It was just something that you were just okay doing. We didn't really look at women as being less because they had a child. And this, as men, you felt like, well, I could just step in if she has a child and I would just treat the child if it was my own, because that's how many of our families were formulated. Most of us, your dad might be remarried and you have step sisters or step brothers, and you kind of just, kind of got along like that, until we kind of understood that for a lot of us as men, it was a thankless task. And a lot of times the stepdads would be a lot different than the baby daddy. Let me give you an example. I was dating a chick who the baby daddy was a thump down Crip. One of the few that was in Sacramento, right? He was a Crip. And me, I was, going to American River Junior College at the time, getting ready to transfer to Sac State. I was working, I was going to school, I was doing my thing. And at the same time, this guy didn't do it. So I was more stable, which meant that the guy was more jealous of me because I was doing not necessarily well, but I was, more progressive than he was. And I had more money than he did at the time and all of this. And so it caused a very big rift. The dude was trying to threaten me and things like that. And those cheeks wasn't even worth it, man. I found out that my homeboy ended up clapping those cheeks while I was trying to play stepdad. I was like, you know what? Now she got some more kids. And the last time I was in Sacramento, I saw her ass at Walmart. I walked right past her as if she wasn't even there. Okay? I got some information today, brothers, that women are making fun of stepdads. This is funny. Now let me read this, because this is a slew of tweets. This lady posts, "Heart Fury, my gender scoring on go. The weakest men become stepfathers. Jamila Thompson, facts." Okay, this is the first thread. Now, Minister of Electricity, she says this: "Stepfather is a man she would never date if she had no kids. Heart Fairy, sad." Okay. And for Darius, this is a guy, or Fardusi. "Oh, thanks for sharing, man. Hope you can see. Actually, they should become," I don't even know what that is. They're probably from South Africa or Southern Africa somewhere. "They are stating facts, though. Maybe those simps will get what we are trying to tell them. People need to go back to wearing condoms in." Then, if you scroll down to this comment, they should be embarrassed. This guy, Lasego, goes, "True, the only time I was a stepfather was with my toxic ex, my lowest point in my life." In Gumfaya, this is the one that takes the cake. "This war, I'm one of them. After introspection, I realize I'm weak. I see my own children after 2 years. Ours is to engage over the phone. I realize I've lost and missed a lot too." She goes, "You're saying you neglected your own kids for another man's?" Well, now I want to talk about like another side of being a stepdad that we never thought about.
What has it been like on your end to be a stepfather, to kind of take on this father figure for two kids that aren't your kids?
Yeah, it's kind of hard because you're still not really their dad, right? And that's like, as a dad, like, you want to be the dad, right? right? But you have
Do
to
you ever
acknowledge.
feel the sense of like, I don't want to step on his toes and like piss people off and create?
Yeah, there's definitely some things that you do that you kind of walk a fine line on that, like whether, you're doing that. But I think a lot of it is, it's less that, it's just, there's the kid's emotional side of it. And it's the, you're not their dad. They know you're not their dad. They still have their dad and they go see their dad. They love you, but I think for them to get comfortable in that scenario takes some time. Like, and it depends, I think every dynamic's a little bit different, but like, originally, we got into some things where it's like, the other step parent did not want them calling me dad, so, or the other parent didn't want them calling me dad.
Sure.
And I can't really begrudge that, like I think about it like on the other turn, like, what I want, someone being called dad, from
Your
my kids.
Yeah.
So as you hear the guy saying there, the man is saying, it's a big issue for the kids to call him stepdad, and he realizes that. And yet this man is probably the one that is taking care of the kids. He's driving them to school. He's doing this. And at the end of the day, a woman has a new person. Now she has two men that can take care of the kid. And she can use the new dad's resources and the old dad's resources, and all of that. And I just can't figure this out. And I want to tell a lot of men, I get it that you love who you love. But one thing I think that a lot of men are doing now in comparisons to when we were coming up is a lot of men are a lot more selfish than before. And you even hear women complaining about it. Like, why are men so selfish? It's because, they don't want to get used. I mean, that's just what it is, Not to say that women are all users, but yeah, people can use you. And a lot of men don't want to waste energy on situations that don't benefit them, especially because men are, in theory, more giving. That's why you don't see a lot of men working in the industries as much as they used to. Okay? A lot of men don't want to get employed, not seeking employment. You want to know why? Because they don't want to sit back and one of the reasons is be underappreciated and take care of other kids, peoples or whatever. That doesn't make any sense. So I might as well just live a dusty life or get paid underneath the table or maybe doing some criminality, gunshots, before I do this. Nobody is working hard all of their life in today's world to take care of somebody else's kids. Okay? And then basically providing for somebody else's kids you didn't help create. It's not going to happen. Hell no. I work hard for me. I'll tell you, I work every single day of the year. The last day I had off on January 1st, 2023. You mean to tell me that I've worked hard all my life to basically pay bills for kids that's not mine and to house them and take care of them while these children, have an easier life? And then I can still get divorced and they can still take the family from me and all my assets? Oh, hell no. You better go back to, who you got it from. Go back to your kid's dad and do it over there. And the reason why is because people got to respect your worth. Women make men respect their worth all the damn time. It's about time that men get some respect for what they do. We work hard for what we have. Providing, and a lot of things about being a man, a lot of masculinity is provision of not always things that belong to you, because we get that. That's why you see a lot of communities that have a lot of men in those communities are typically a little bit more safer. They have more resources and things like that. So we understand that men, can develop the communities and can help out. And I want to thank God for the men in the Black community when I was coming up that gave me an opportunity, that wanted to help me become a better man. I don't know what kind of man I would be today if it were not for those guys. But at the same time, we are going to be real. You can get used like that. We're going to call it for what it is. A lot of the Black men get used in these scenarios. Okay? And like I said, I had a horror story of one of my homeboys. I hope you're not watching the video, but he probably is. And if it's you, I love you, but you simp. He dated a chick that had 5 kids. And what's so shady is his mama hooked him up. His own mom set him up. So he got with this chick and she was not even, I'm trying to be nice here. She wasn't the most beautiful chick in the world either. Okay. She was not cute at all. She had 5 kids. He didn't have any kids. He had just bought a new Chrysler 300, we was working. He had good money. He ended up moving in with this chick. And we looked at him like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? So anyways, he furnished her house. He was taking care of the kids, going to work. You know, he's a good guy. He's a good man too. You know, he's a really like fatherly kind of guy. Then what did he do? I'm going to tell you what he did. He came home one day and was trying to open the door. In the door, it seemed like somebody was robbing the house because the sofa was on the door. So, you know, him trying to be a man, he like, oh man, somebody is trying to attack my family. Keyword family, right? Listen to what I'm about to tell you. So he goes try to get through the window rather. So my man is trying to get through the window. He's windowing it up, trying to get through the windowsill. Lo and behold, he's just hearing like somebody yell, and it seemed like somebody's moving the mattress. So he's like, oh man, somebody got my girl in hostage. I need to go in here and save her. Man, he got in there, man. His lady was on all fours getting blot-out from the back. I'm talking about blot-out. It was crazy. I'm talking about it was booty clapping it up. And as he was trying to come through the window, the dude was so fast. I don't know why we don't have more than 49ers. He was able to get through the front door, move, as my friend was trying to come through the window. He got and moved the sofa and somehow got out the house and was gone. I mean, like this dude need to be on the Niners. Then he ended up finding out that the girl he used to work for a big company. So the company had given him her cell phone. Found out that the lady was sending the guy videos of their experiences. Then here's the kicker. She had a baby. The baby my friend was very light skinned. The baby was black as me. Everybody was telling him that's not his baby. Come to find out that's that other dude's baby. I'm not trying to tell you that these situations all end like this, but I will tell you that you need to be worried about your resources and worried about who you're investing your time in. I will tell you that. Because you can't end up in a situation where your booty clapped up. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. We're out.